All right, we're going to start with page 6 today. So for page 6, if you look at the number 1, it says fill in the facts, look for relationships. So as you go across, you'll notice that each of these, you can probably skip count pretty easily on your hands, or you might notice that you might already just have it memorized. That's wonderful. But the point of these problems is to start looking at the factors. Factors are those numbers that you're multiplying together to get the product. So like 3 times 2 is 6. And you may have skipped counted that, or you may have just known it. But now what it wants you to start doing is looking across and seeing, what do you notice that is the same? And what do you notice that's different? And what's happening? So I noticed that the factor 3 is the same, but 2 is different. 2 has turned into 4. And how did that happen? It doubled. So what do I expect my product to do? I also expect my product to double, and take a look, it does. 6 becomes 12. So as you keep going, you want to look and see what is changing each time. So now I have 3 times 8. What changed from the last problem? Now as you go to the next one, you'll notice that each of them changed. So when you look at this, you can either look at what changed from problem 3 to 4, or you can look back at the beginning and say, what changed from 3 times 2 to 6 times 2? So as you continue on, you're just seeing what changes from problem to problem and what's happening to your answer. What's happening to your product? You really want to focus in on the product. Now, as you go on to number 2, it says use the information from problem 1 to help you fill in the blanks. I want you to remember that each time that you see an equal sign, that means that that section must equal the same as the next section, must equal the same as the next section. So you always want to start by solving the one that has all the numbers first. So if I look at my first section, that one has all my numbers. 3 times 4, I can look up here, I already did that one, is 12. And now when I look over to my next section of problems, I notice that a factor changed from 3 to 6. I can get from 3 to 6 by doubling it. So that must mean that I halved my other factor. Or I could also ask myself, 6 times what is 12? And that's how you can get that answer there. And then finally, there is nothing that I'm multiplying, adding, subtracting, or dividing on this side. So that must mean that this side has to equal 12. And how do I make that equal 12? By putting 12 on that line. So you're going to continue through B, C, and D, making sure that each section is equal. Using your knowledge of doubles and halves, go ahead and pause the video and solve that one now. Next, number 3, you're going to do the same thing that you did above. You're going to look across and see your factors. What do you notice is changing? And what do you notice as you get a product for your answer on the bottom? Go ahead and pause the video and do number 3 now. Number 4, use the information from problems 1, 2, and 3 to help you complete each question. So as you go through this, you look at A and you notice there's an equal sign. So I can solve this part here because I have all the numbers. I cannot solve this side yet because I don't have all the numbers, but I know both sides have to be equal. 4 times 8 is 32. But I actually don't have to know the answer for these to be able to solve it, because I'm just being asked to add on that extra. So when I look at this problem, I see 8 has stayed the same. When I look at the other factor, I notice that the other factor, I halved it. So instead of 4 times 8, I have 2 times 8. That means I only have half of the answer here, which means the other half has to be added. So if this is only half the answer, 2 times 8, then 2 times 8 also needs to go on that line. I can put it in parentheses as 2 times 8, or I can actually solve it and put 16 on that line. So you're going to continue making your lines and filling in those blanks to make each side true, looking at what doubled and what halved. Now the challenge is bringing in some of those harder problems. Now you have the problems where You actually don't need to solve it, know the answer to be able to solve these. You are really just looking at what changed. So first I'm going to go through what's the same. 67 is the same in both of these. What changed? I have a factor 4 here, and I have a factor 2 here. So what happened from 4 to 2? Well, there I did half of it. So since I only have half, I know that I need to multiply by the other half. So I need to multiply by the other half, and half of 4 is 2. Let's look at the next problem. Look for what's the same first. Underline what's the same. Good, it's 198. Since 198 is the same, what changed is my factor 8. 8 has changed into 2. 8 is not half of 2. But I do know 8 equals 2 times something. Oh, I need to find what half of 8 is to be able to fill into that blank. Go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to have you do this final